What's up, people? And for years, I was a fan of Tim Grover. If you don't know who he is, man, boy, do I have the opportunity for you, the opportunity to get to know very exceptional person who's still alive. Um, he got his start by being a personal trainer for Michael Jordan. I think that was his very first big time client. Just wet behind the ears, and he got an opportunity to work with Michael Jordan, and he did that pretty much for Jordan's whole career, even with the Wizards. And he was so valuable to Michael Jordan. You see that he was on The Last Dance, the documentary on the Bulls and Michael Jordan and stuff, which I haven't even seen yet. But then, he's also trained Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Hakeem Olajuwon, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley. You see the common theme there, Hall of Famers. All right, and so he had this book called Relentless, which I mean, it's just one of my favorite books. If people ask me to recommend them one book, I always say Relentless. And yeah, I definitely remember uh, reading slash listening to it 2017, um, when I was embarking on a new journey in my life. Um, I had a child on the way, and I had just gotten to a job in construction. It found me at the perfect time. Um, and today, I was about 80% done with his newest book that came out last year, called Winning. And so I was reading it on the Kindle. And, and interesting enough, not only that I saw a clip of something that he said on Instagram yesterday as well. So I found that to be kind of, ironic, but not ironic, but it's just interesting. It's quite the coincidence that I'm taken away from two different uh, exposures to him within the same day. But I more so want to speak on because both of them has a great utility. So like the reason for this video is based on what he said in the Instagram video. The reason why I felt this spark within me was from what I was reading in the book. You know, because it's the title is called Winning. It's about everything that you can do to be a winner. You know, simply put. But there's a clip, and I think I shared it on my Instagram at Milo Nowhere. Uh, and he was saying your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Which means you have to break. I mean, it means a multitude of things, but one of the things that it does entail is that you have to break free from your comfort. And the thing about me is, not only does it not take much for me uh, to be comfortable. Uh, Me being comfortable, it kind of rocks me to sleep, and it could be as simple as a full belly. You know what I'm saying? If I'm full, I'm relaxed. I ain't really worried about financial troubles. I seem to let go. But one thing that always resurfaces is that when that wears off, and I guess I feel somewhat empty again, hungry. Is that I'm nowhere near where I want to be, or like me personally, I'll just tell you that I'm relying on money that I have saved up, and you know I'd be good for some time. I don't know how long at riding it out, but I played this game too many times where I had money and I kind of sat on it trying to play the conservative approach, just chilling, and then I got to scramble and go back to the drawing board. This go around, I decided that that was not going to be the case for me. I let more time go by than I think I feel comfortable with, than maybe I should have. But I also have to remind myself that I was really focusing on my mental health and trying to get that shit correct. But now that I'm in a state where I can take on more of the load, more burden, I can fight more, but then I must do those things. It's time to fight. Um, which doesn't have to be a gruesome thing. It doesn't have to be a morbid thing. It doesn't have to be something where I'm really risking my life. But I have to I have to take action. And I get motivated by things like by a challenge, you know. Where I alluded to, like, it's easy for me to be rocked to sleep, having a nice meal at 12 p.m. so I can go into a mini coma and wake up at 3 p.m. That's happened quite a bit. And you couple that with, well, yeah, I could do it. I do it later, man. It's all good right now. I got these vibes going. Like, let's keep it going. But things always sound and look better when you put a future date on it. All right, everything's always better tomorrow. You know, and the fact of the matter is, yeah, sure, you can knock some shit out tomorrow. But if you can do it today, just do it today. Get started today. Take the action today. Like, that's the biggest hurdle, is just to get started. Perhaps the next biggest, or probably just as big, or maybe even bigger, is just to keep it going. Just until. And one thing that he was saying in this particular chapter, because I think it's the final chapter, and he was saying too many people worry about how long it's going to take. Can I get this done in a day? And which is cool. It's a cool challenge to put on yourself. But a lot of people give up because they worry about how much time it's going to take. And time is going to go by regardless. So if you really want it, like he talked about Kobe Bryant, you know, you get after it until it's yours. That's what you do. You just keep going after it until, you know what I'm saying? It's like the wolves who will starve if they don't get the kill. But if they miss out on the kill, and most predators fail most of the time, if they don't get that kill, then they don't be like, oh well, I guess that's it. Guess I ain't gonna eat. Guess it's dead time. Guess it's time to start. I guess everybody's gonna fucking starve then. No, you just keep going at it. You keep being opportunistic. That's how it is. And conserving your energy for that, for when it's time to attack. You know, kind of like a cat, really. Cats, they got it figured out, man. If you ever pay attention to a cat, always calm, just always calm, looking for an opportunity to really not. I don't want to say looking for an opportunity, but conserving themselves. And in a snap like that, they can hop right into action. We wear ourselves out putting too much action towards the things that don't even really matter. You know, getting upset over a sports game that we didn't bet on, uh, we have no money in, um, getting caught up in other people's drama on reality TV and shit like that, getting upset because somebody found their way into a parking spot before you. Even things like getting upset because you feel like just people sleeping on you, or somebody don't want you or whatever. Like, you transmute that fucking energy. All right. You feel like You feel like people sleeping on you? Well, not directly, but you find a way to show them what they've been sleeping on. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you were the best option for them. You don't got to go to them directly and say, "Look, this is what you're missing. You're gonna be upset. I'm just letting you know." No, bro, you just make the best out of your fucking self. You feel lonely, give yourself what you wish other people would have given you. You know what I'm saying? You fill that void. You become that person that you're destined to be. I don't care if you feel like you're going crazy and doing it, and you find yourself talking to yourself, you know, ever so frequently. Uh, you just keep talking to yourself. Or you you look back at the day and you realize you haven't spoken a word to anybody, nobody else, just yourself. I don't care, and you shouldn't care either. Get the shit done. That's more important than being accepted by the people, being validated by the people. Everything that you wish you would have had from others, it'll come. You don't do this so you can get that, but it'll come. But you have to get in the habit of giving that shit to yourself. All right. As opposed to hiding behind a persona to get people to like you, try to get your daily fix of 100 likes on your picture, 200 likes, a lot of comments, a lot of validation, a lot of flirting, whatever it is. And instead of hiding behind substances, weed, drink, and all that. Oh yeah, by the way, beer. But because I'm sober, I don't think it's showing. But it's 0% alcohol. I'm still staying sober, but I like I like beer, and it actually has a lot of health benefits. Believe it or not, lower your cholesterol, lower your blood pressure, decreases inflammation. Great for muscle recovery. I actually need that. I'm extremely sore, you know, because I try to apply these principles to everything. Like I was bowling on Saturday for 3 hours, and man, I didn't like the way I was bowling, so I was like, man, I'm gonna go harder and just try to push it as hard as I can. Then I started having better results, being more controlled, putting more oomph into it, you know. And so you build up willpower, you build up mental strength by pushing past that comfort. You're able to do it. You're able to do it because your ass could be up all night and maybe you sleep 3 hours at most, but you know you got to go to work. You suck that shit up. You suck it up to go clocking for somebody else and keep somebody else's dream afloat, sustainable. So it's great that you've shown yourself that you can do that. So now you can do it for yourself. Very imperative, very important. All right, let's put a bow on this. Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings. You have all of these dreams, all of these goals. You got all this perceived ambition. What will you do with it? What will you get out of it? Will you face potential disappointment on your way to whatever it is you're seeking? Will you? Because if you are willing to face those things, if you are willing to face the adversity, if you are able to face those disappointments, the embarrassment, the ridicule, the scrutiny, the feelings of being lost, the feelings of failure, the feelings of defeat, if you're able to face all of those things, that will help you build up the mental fortitude to get to where you would like to go. That may not be the whole story, but it's a great deal of it. Do more than most, you'll have more than most. Don't be fooled by the lip service. Don't be fooled by the loudest person in the room telling you what they're going to do, talking about the wins that they used to have or they had that one time or the girl that they used to fuck, whatever it may be. Don't be fooled by the highlight reels, social media that you compare to your lowlights. Bro, that's so easy. And everybody does that shit. I was just getting on somebody else about that. I've done it before too. Oh, I feel like shit. I'm broke. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, they getting engaged. You don't even know the whole fucking story. People be cheating on each other left and fucking right, bro. Relationships fall apart every fucking second. Don't even fall for it, bro. It's an illusion. Worry about what you can control. You can control your outcome. I could say I won a decent amount of money, putting my money on other people. And I'm thankful for that. In spite of all of the losses, I'm thankful for the few wins that changed my life. You know what I'm saying? But the losses that I started taking afterwards just kind of made me come to the realization that I need to be in the driver's seat. I need to be putting more money on myself, betting on myself. My wins or losses should come down to me and my output. What's up, my brother? Assuming that you are also a brother. Well, I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, man, like put yourself in the driver's seat, and if you feel like you have nothing to lose, that's a good thing. That means you can only go up from here. I don't know why people, when they on a downtrodden, they feel like they're down and out, then they want to just be all conservative and shit. Like, what do you have to lose, bro? Go for it. Like, and I guess maybe I got there from being, suicidal often. And it was like, man, you know what, man, fuck this shit, bro. I feel so terrible, you know. I'm alone. I'm so lonely, and all. And I'm like, man, you know what? I need to break free of some of these motherfucking shackles. That's the issue. These shackles. That shit. That's what keeps me imprisoned. These mental shackles that so arbitrary that I put on myself. And I'm like, man, you know what? A lot of you, you may have uh, fear about what people may say when you put yourself out there. But that's just one of those things, conversations I have with myself. Man, fuck them. Are they going to do it? No, because most people are cowards. Most people are cowards. And that's the thing. Earlier, when I was speaking, are you willing to face defeat and whatever? I'm willing to talk on a live video as if there's millions of people listening, even if there's nobody listening. I'm willing to do that. Now, granted, I'm doing a YouTube video right now. Most people will see this afterwards. I get that, but I'd be willing to. If I was on stage, I'd perform in front of one person like it was fucking 50,000 people because I already do that anyway. I do that anyway when I'm in my room by myself in the dark. I always pretend that everybody's watching, and so I'll never get caught off guard. I always anticipate every possible outcome that I can possibly think of. Therefore, nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. And if taking an L, losing or feeling any sense of defeat makes you feel like, or like you're used to that, so it doesn't hurt as bad, which I think that's a good thing. then you should also be comfortable with the idea that you may actually pull it off. You may actually get that fucking win. You may actually break some curses, you know? In order to do that, you can't take the same path as the people who you found in that shithole, you know what I'm saying? If you were raised by somebody who never really made good money for themselves, their path may not be the one for you. Going from job to job or entry level to entry level, whatever it is, or not furthering your education if that's the thing. You got to see what people around you have failed at doing or their reason for failing and just do the opposite. I think that's one thing about me that has been true my whole life. I saw my mother getting the shit beat out of her by a man that who supposedly loved her. I was 5 years old, and he didn't care. He saw me, and he kept doing it. But yeah, so I knew that I wasn't going to be involved in anything like that. That I wasn't going to, hit women. I don't like liars, and I'm not going to act like, oh, I've told nothing but the truth in my life. That's not true. But I don't like liars, so I try to be as honest as possible. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even a try thing. I tell it how it is. You know, straight up. I tell it how it is because I found that some of the biggest liars are really people who lie to themselves, and I don't want to lie to myself. I don't want that bad karma. Uh, which honestly, that kind of sucks because I'm very cynical when it comes to people. I'm probably more so cynical when it comes to women, really, because it probably has something to do with this generation, bro. Like this generation ain't the one for me. So when you have the conversations like, are you willing to forego this? Are you willing to face whatever potential outcome? That's the case for me. Like when it comes to dating, for example, are you willing to run the risk of, maybe not even being in a relationship ever again? I'm willing, and you will be willing to forego certain things if you have something bigger than that. You know, if you hold out on having sex or if you hold out on masturbation, there's got to be something bigger than that. Don't just hold out because somebody told you all these great benefits of doing something. Like, no, you have to buy into it. You have to buy into it. You know, oh, I'm retaining for 6 months because I'm trying to be the best boxer in the fucking world. I need every bit of strength I can have. I'm doing all these leg exercises and pushing up and shit like that, so I can knock people the fuck out or be very great at my job. And I don't need anything to take away from it. I don't want to win in spite of something. I don't want to win oh well, yeah, he was an alcoholic, but man, he could write a great goddamn book, and now he has liver issues. No, if I want to win in spite of something, I want to win in spite of not having to use any type of crutches. And the only reason why I'm drinking uh, non-alcoholic beer is just kind of a reminder of what I did have to cope with. Because, like, I don't have any. I got rid of a lot of the things I used to cope with. You know what I'm saying? Like marijuana and alcohol and other drugs and shit like that used to be a means to like hide behind something, and get rid of other distractions like, watching TV throughout the day or whatever. And I still like to watch TV at night and stuff, but I don't really have the crutches like I used to. Um, and that's okay. But my in spite of is, yeah, like I said, you know, maybe I will create something in spite of not having to hide behind the weed that got me in the zone or whatever it is, whatever that thing may be for you. Um, or which is something that I'm really working on. I think would be pretty interesting is to go to parties where I used to be the first one to get drunk, and I would try to get as drunk as possible until all the nervousness goes away. Now I go to these same places and I be completely sober. I go to recently I went to a strip club with all of the guys and shit like that. They smoking, they drinking, and I'm doing it completely sober. And the women, they just coming on me. You don't want to like a square in front of everybody, so you just do your thing. You just block out all of that, man. And I think that's just a good practice. I think it's a very good practice. You go into the world as yourself, and you just not even hiding behind anything. Like fuck that shit, bro. I'm telling you. I know a lot of guys. They go into this world and they try to put on a little show. Yeah, I'm gangster. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see these motherfucking fresh ass shoes, $200 belt, whatever it is. You see them, do these things. It's kind of like a mating ritual, really, because they do these things to get women. And I'm not trying to say that I'm better than them or anything like that, or I'm shitting on them, or I got better results than them. Simply put, I don't do none of that shit. I don't care. There have been some times I look myself in the mirror and I'm like, God damn, I didn't look myself in the mirror earlier. Like I went outside like this and I just didn't care. And there have been times where, and this is another thing, by the way. Let me just go ahead and say this. It's kind of off subject, but it's whatever. Like, if you really want to have good success with women, I kind of alluded to this earlier and in a couple videos too. Don't take the bait. Just don't take the bait. Women are so accustomed to having certain things that all you got to do is like not do that and you're winning. If you don't care about the outcome, you talk to a woman like she your fucking like she your sister, like she your friend, like she one of the guys or whatever. Look, women want what they want. Women know if they're attracted to you. Like the fuck, women aren't nuns like they used to be. Okay, women feel a lot more comfortable with who they are and their attraction and shit like that. But also, you just let things happen organically, and you just don't try to force the issue. But yeah, man, like definitely been some women that I've dealt with would have men just like at the fucking gas station all over the place, just barking at them. And me, I guess it's stemmed from me being shy. But then I realized that it actually works in my favor. I don't do those things. I don't do none of the flirting or whatever, or like, hey baby, let me do this. No, it's none of those things. It's like, first of all, like I just try to talk to people just off the straight, man, woman, whatever. I just try to talk to you off the straight. Conversation is very stimulating. The mind perishes, it starts to diminish when connections aren't being made in the form of communicating and things like that. So I just try to talk to people off the straight, man. It's like, what's good, whatever it is. If I send a message to somebody, or even if I give a compliment, which I'm starting to do a lot less of now, and I don't get a response, I just won't say anything else ever again to that person. You know, it's not a spiteful thing, but it's just like I'm not gonna be somebody to feed the ego machine. Like there ain't gonna be no one way type shit. Some people got different philosophies about that, but if I speak to you and you don't say anything or you leave me on red or whatever it is, that's it. Fuck it. So many people in this fucking world, and there's so many people who will respond to you um, when you say something to them. You know, uh, and if you were a celebrity that they liked, you do damn right they respond to you. So I don't want to hear shit about nothing. So and that's just how I carry things because I'm good on that. Like I'm not good on I ain't trying to be doing all this chasing and shit. Not enough time in the world to be spending endless times constantly in the pursuit of somebody or something that's outside of my control. Whoever comes into my vicinity, whoever comes this way, all are welcome. But I don't do all that extra shit. I got two hands. I ain't no octopus. I ain't gonna be feeling all around and shit trying to see, you know, who wants me, who likes me. And fuck that shit, bro. It's a lot of things that I could be working on than chasing behind women for any fucking thing. All right, the sweet spot for me, I'm trying to get straight up to that point where I think I'm pretty much there. But I try to get to that point where it's like, it's whatever, bro. If I do some dope shit, if I do some corny shit, I don't give a fuck what they gotta say, bro. And I'll tell you another thing. I don't care. I don't care about compliments. I care about compliments more than I care about insults. But as far as I'm concerned, they're kind of the same thing. It really does nothing for me. And it's not because of low self-esteem, even though I don't know, maybe having a past of low self-esteem could affect that. But essentially, you're putting people on a pedestal. They have the power to light your day up or light it on fire by what they say. Guess that's a part of why I don't really give. I do give compliments. I do. I care more about giving compliments than I care about receiving. I guess when I give compliments, I don't want anything in return. Yeah, and that's the thing. I guess that's why a lot of my friendships I've had since I was 4 or 5 years old, I underuse my favors. I don't really be asking people for shit, but I'll be there when they need me. But conversations that I've been having with myself lately has led me to the point where it's like I got to show up more for myself now. Now is not the time to be on the defensive and live off the resources that I have and the living conditions that I have, and you know, I can afford this and I can afford that, so I'm straight. Now, now when I look at my life, most of my time was on the defensive, which probably is the reason why I had a lot of bad anxiety historically, a lot of bad anxiety, being in a reactive state, waiting for life to happen to me. Now I want to be on the attack when it makes sense. I understand the art of war. I understand chess, where you execute after you form after you uh, form a plan of sorts. Uh, it's just strategy. You don't want to just hop out there just because you can. But I realized that there have been a lot of points in my life where I've been too passive for things I should have been active with, and too active about things that I shouldn't even concern myself with. You know, so it's a matter of discernment. That's why people say, "Oh, major and minor things." And for the life of me, I don't think I can spend another season watching football all Sunday or watching it at all. Like, I'm good with that being background noise because, like I had wrote a long time ago in a book that I don't even think I published, but maybe I did. Uh, Finished products. And so when you're on the couch yelling at the screen, getting hurt because your team, I'm putting that in quotations if you can't see me, your team is losing, your team is fucking it up. What you're doing is you're watching people at their fucking jobs. That's what you're doing. And that's the reason why they get paid so much. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't. Like, fine, run it up, get your money. I got no problem with that at all. But that's what you're doing. You're watching people working their jobs, and perhaps you hate your jobs, or perhaps there's something that you're putting off that you should be doing, right now. Uh, and you're only getting further away from where you could have been. All right. That's why, and a lot of us have resentment looking back at our lives, and it could be a very tasteless thing, you know. Uh, you know, okay, of course. I guess you can admit that you let too much time go by, but after a while, you gotta leave the past where it is and just worry about what you can control right now and what you can do right now. And what you can do right now is just take the next step. And always check in with yourself on what can be done at this particular moment throughout the week. You know, check in with your long term goals and what you want more than anything, what you don't want more than anything, and be adamant about it. Be persistent about it. Be consistent. Follow your intuition. Everything that pops up in your mind, explore, 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 explore. Like you and I say, who is that person? What movie do I know him from? And you go look him up. Well, what song is this? And you go look that song up. You know what? What happened to that actor? What happened? Oh shit, he's dead. And you go explore all these things. Just like you do that with those things, you can do that with how the fuck can I quit this job? How can I make $1,000 a month? Just go to the drawing board about no, how can I build my body up? How can I be better at communicating? How can I write better? How can I be more creative? How can I boost my IQ? How can I get better at chess? How can I solve my anger issues? How can I lower my blood pressure? How, why, fucking what? When? Questions. Ask the right questions, ask better questions. Simplify things for you. If you feel lost, that means you should be asking a lot of fucking questions. You don't just go ask your uncle, your mother, your brother, your friend. You do your research. And what you'll find is you'll get information from people who are explorers just like you. Because if it's anything I know about explorers, true explorers, they document everything that they fucking learned. Every little hunch, every conclusion. Some try to monetize it. It's okay. If you look at somebody like myself, I've monetized a lot of information that I've learned and I monetize my wisdom. But, I've also put out over 450 videos. A lot of them got deleted. It's out of my control, but um, I documented my experience, my philosophy, my opinions over the course of 400 something videos. So you will find others who have done the same. Is because I think you find that inform- information is so valuable, it's so good for the soul that you want to share it with people, even at the risk that nothing may come from it. Maybe only one person would view it or find it useful, which is okay. Perhaps you won't even make a single dollar out of it. Hopefully that wasn't your intentions. Hopefully it was just your intentions to put it out there and see what happens. And that's why I said you gotta be willing to risk it. And if you're willing to risk it, you're not too bothered about the outcomes, man, you could do all types of shit. Do all types of good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Do it for you. Do it for you firstly. No matter who's looking up to you, no matter who depends on you, you got to do it for you first, and then it will have that trickle down effect. I guarantee it. All right. You've been brought to me for a reason, not because oh I am your almighty savior, I'm your God. You've been brought to me because you're seeking. This is the message for you. Now I point the finger right back at you and ask, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay in your comfort zone, secretly hating your life, secretly hating everyone in your life, or secretly hating everyone who's more successful than you? Or are you really going to be the master of your fate? And like the title of one of my books that I think I released in 2017 or 18 or 19, or I can't remember. Who's going to save you? Yeah, I think it was 2018. I don't know. But who's going to save you? I give you a hint. The person you see every time you look in the mirror. That's the person that can save you. You know, if you're fortunate enough, you'll come across people who would love to help you because they see you helping yourself. They genuinely care about you, and hopefully that is because you're a genuine person, you're a great person, and perhaps you fell on hard times or whatever, but people can pick up on the spirit. So always keep a great spirit, and no matter how desperate you are, don't fuck over anybody. You know, I truly believe that no matter how bad things are for you, never try to fuck over anybody. You know, get into the good graces of others. Perhaps wherever you're trying to go, wherever they're going, you all can go together. And you'd be surprised, and I'm even surprised looking back at how many people were willing to help me just because I was honest and truthful and open and genuine and courteous, all of these things. And I guess that was one of the benefits of underusing my favors. Try to put as many things in my hand as possible. And if I can't do it, then I'll reach out to see if there's anyone who can help me. And I've been very uh, blessed to have been given that, because if I had to do it all on my own, I wouldn't like the outcome. And when I say do it all on my own, I don't just mean people in my everyday life who I've known X amount of years who have done things for me. I mean to be able to go and you know, do my research and have people who have lived such a life. And they're so courteous and generous enough to kind of lay out a blueprint of sorts, kind of give you a how to, you know, that counts as well. To be able to rely on somebody else's life experiences is very underrated. And the thing is, we can do mischief, we can make a mockery out of ourselves, or we can make magic on the same devices. It just depends on what you're going to use it for. It just depends on what you're going to use your time for. Time is going to go by, and you get to choose what you're going to do with it. You know. So, like I heard on the wire, take it. Take it light, but take it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be too serious. You can be playful, but get this shit done. Do what you want, man. It's your life. And if you feel like you're a rock bottom, once again, there's only one way to go. All right. So with that being said, I'm out. Thank you for listening.